Cousins, what is going on? It's your girl Philly Joan Tarot, and I am back with another episode of Convos with Big Cuz, where y'all pretty much just pull up to the couch with me. We get cozy because y'all know I'm a sucker for a good robe, little blanket. It's just a vibe, you know? So I hope y'all are getting cozy because that's what this session is all about. And this episode, we are continuing our discussion about soulmates. If you missed episode 1, cousin, what is you doing? Like, I'm gonna need you to go check that one out and then y'all pull up. But before we do that, cousins, I'm gonna need everybody to the front of the congregation because y'all already know house rules, okay? First things first, make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all comment down below. Let me know if it's resonating with you. Tell me about your experience because y'all know, y'all see, I got my notes and all the things. So, we gonna get down and dirty with it. So let me know in the comment section if you've experienced any of these types of soulmates, good or bad. You know, this is a safe space, cousins. We can talk about it. And then also, cousins, y'all know we still trying to grow the channel, get all the cool cousins to the cookout. Because y'all know y'all can't invite everybody to the cookout, right? And I'm gonna need y'all help to do that. But I will say, I appreciate y'all for doing it. Because I see y'all, whether it's IG, TikTok, YouTube, y'all is really ride with your cousin, and I love that for us. So thank you first and foremost from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate it. But we're not done, cousins, because like I said, it's the family reunion. We got to get everybody here. So I'm gonna need y'all to share this video, share the channel with your people, and just let them know, like, this where all the cool kids hang out, this where all the spiritual baddies are, and they need to pull up to the cookout because it's a reunion they're not gonna want to miss. Okay. So now that we got the house rules out the way, let's get into the nitty gritty of this conversation. Because like I said, it's a continuation of the first video where we talked all about soulmates, what they are, how you can, recognize a soulmate, all those things. This video, this conversation, is all about the different types of soulmates. Because at this point, cousins, I feel like we as a collective, we got to be prepared and on game, because I've been telling y'all for a minute, if you've been with me for a minute, the continuous theme in all of these readings have been 2026 is the year of the soulmates. It's the year of divine partnership. It's the year of spirit is done playing with y'all and those connections that need to come together, because that next part of your destiny or your soul contract requires partnership. It's like, it's time. This is the year for it. So with that being said, and I know so many of my cousins, y'all want that. That's what everybody is out here claiming. I feel like it's on me as y'all big cousin, right? To just kind of make sure you know the type of soulmate you deal with. And I feel like, why not talk about it now? Because y'all, Valentine's Day is coming up. Everybody's feeling all the feels. And if you're not feeling all the feels, you want to feel all the feels. I get it, cousins. Like, who doesn't want love? That's the highest vibration it is. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about it. And y'all know, listen, I'm a Virgo rising, so y'all know I done typed up my notes, okay? So, if you see me referencing, that's what this is. Because I really went into details for y'all in true Virgo fashion. And I didn't want y'all to miss a thing. So, that's that. But cousins, I hope you are cozy. I know I am. So at this point, we're going to hop into it. Now, I know we talked about me doing a dry January during the last video. It was great for me. I survived all the things. And I was like, you know what? Let's just kick it off one more month. And I was like, I'm going to wait until my birthday. Pisces season is up next, gang, gang. And I was like, I'm going to have my first drink of the new year on my actual new year. So we're going to save it for that. So with that being said, cousins, I'm going to need you to get a cocktail on my behalf, okay? Get a glass of champagne, cup of tea, something. Get cozy, all right? Because at this point, y'all, I'm drinking juice and water. Staying hydrated, minding my business, okay? We all know this is the real hack to life, the glow up, the beauty code, all the things. Staying hydrated, minding your business. And this bad boy right here, I'm going to put y'all on, cousin. And that's going to be like a whole nother situation. But just my own little recipe concoction. I like to call it my glow juice, because what's the point in trying to work on the outside if y'all ain't working on the inside? And this cousin. It makes sure the things is doing what the things need to do on the inside and on the outside. It's like a, double whammy, 2-for-1 benefit. And not for nothing, it's good. So I'm gonna put y'all on. That's what I'm gonna be drinking while we having our little conversation. But I hope y'all drinking a little champagne on my behalf. So, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the different types of soulmates, okay? Because as we discussed in the first video, not every soulmate is meant to be around forever. Some have seasons and reasons, and you want to make sure, when you dealing with that soulmate, you getting what you need to get out of it so you can keep it moving. So we're gonna talk about karmic soulmates. We're gonna talk about twin flames. Everybody out here want a twin flame. They done heard the Sexy Red song. Now everybody out here think their person is a twin flame. And you know what? I'm not even going to bash the twin flame journey. We're just going to discuss it so that y'all really understand what it is and what it is you're trying to claim, call in, attach yourself to, all the things. And then we're going to talk about your life partner and divine counterpart, soulmate. And all of them come with different lessons. Again, seasons and reasons. And we'll talk about the traits so you can decide, okay, am I dealing with this type of person? Because as we go on to Valentine's Day, cousin, and y'all start, the DMs is filling up. We got a Mercury retrograde coming up. So them exes, blast from the past, they're going to be popping in. I need y'all to know who is allowed in this new season with you and who should have stayed in 2025 where you left them. Okay? And that's just what it is. So we're going to have that conversation, the conversation that probably want to have, the questions you want to have, but you don't know who to talk to. That's where I come in, cousin. If y'all have questions, drop them in the comment section. I will definitely follow up with y'all. And like I said, we just gonna get to it. So, karmic soulmates, let's talk about it, because a lot of people automatically think karma is bad. Now, don't get me wrong. My girl, she do got a bad side to her. But it's the thing, like all things and like all of us, it's good and bad. So, karmic soulmates can be both good experiences and bad experiences. But this is how you kind of, or you can tell you're dealing with a karmic soulmate. Y'all ever met somebody, right, and you was dealing with them, and as soon as y'all linked up, you was just like, dang, the energy is a vibe. You just feeling like, in the first hour you meet them, you may have already planned out your entire future. And they with the shits too, because they like, yeah, girl, I'm with you and all the things. And then y'all have your moments of you're on a roller coaster, right? And it's just, woo, highs. Honeymoon phase feels like it's going to last forever. But then something happens. A lesson, right? Something that both of your souls agreed to, because this is within this soul contract that you guys were going to link up. You were going to resolve some karma, whether it was from this lifetime, previous lifetimes, and or karma from your bloodline that has still been lagging and being passed on from generation to generation. But because you did the work and because you decided to step up, now you get to change the narrative. But here's the thing. Those karmic soulmates that are bad, when you have those highs, those lows are just as powerful. They come in and they act as a lesson to really teach you about self-worth, boundaries, and really, like I said, breaking those cycles and what you will and won't allow. For instance, if you come from a family, a generation of women where y'all were always holding it down, y'all were always the breadwinner, y'all were always making sure everybody in the camp was taken care of, but when it came to you, you maybe did a little something just to keep up so that you can keep taking care of others. And that same bit of trauma just been passed down, generation to generation. Your great-grandma, grandma, all the people's, your mama, and now we on you. And you find yourself in a relationship, and you locked in because you like, oh, dang, I'm feeling you. The vibe, we clicking, all the things seem to align, right? So you 10 toes down. You ride with this person. But then you realize that, okay, as I'm riding for them, are they riding for me? What am I getting in return? Is this a reciprocal situation? Because it's not feeling like that. And that's usually when those low lows kick in, right? So the karma in that situation, the opportunity for you to break a generational curse, to learn how to move and operate differently, comes into play by you setting those boundaries. You realizing and knowing your worth and being like, you know what? It was cool, little peanut, boom bop, all the things, but I'm gonna go ahead and head out now because this is no longer serving me. And it gets to a point where you realize that person's not going to change. That person, that connection is not going to grow. And you know why it's not going to grow? Because it's on a vibrational level, it's a lot lower than you. You have outgrown it. Because you have learned the lesson, you have realized, oh, what? I'm worthy of way more than this. I'm deserving of way more than this. And I shouldn't have to beg, fight, cry, go tit for tat to get it. That's not how real partnership and connection works. So those karmic connections that have the bad rep, that's kind of what that looks like. But in turn, it can also be reflected in a sense of like good karma. We'll use the same example. Bloodline, you're always doing, bop, bop, bop. Now you learn those boundaries, lessons. Your self-worth went from here to here just because of that relationship. Your next relationship, next soul connection, can now teach you the karma of learning how to receive. All that you have given out now comes back to you in this next connection, in this next soul contract. So instead of you being the person that's always putting out, you can stand there now and receive, of course, with gratitude, but knowing that I'm receiving this because I'm worthy of it. I'm receiving this because my energy, the vibration that I am kicking it in, doesn't allow anyone to step forward with any type of energy less than that. You either gonna come correct or you're not gonna come at all. And because you learned that lesson in the first karmic connection, now you can keep moving in the next one if it so happens to be another karmic connection. But now you just get to reap the benefits of those L's you took, those lessons you took. Now you get to receive. So that's how karmic relationships work, cousins. So y'all let me know down below. You dealing with a karmic? Have you dealt with a karmic? What was your experience like? And like I said, those are usually those connections. It's really intense from the gate. The vibe, the chemistry is there. You feel like you've known this person forever. And you may have, because y'all may have gone through many lifetimes trying to get this soul contract locked and sealed, break that cycle. And in this lifetime, y'all were like, you know what? We done playing. We will get it together. And that's what happens, right? So that's the karmic. But now let's talk about the twin flames. Because I feel like, aside from spirituality becoming so commercialized over the years, because real ones know, this has been around. We've been around. However, society and culture has made this cool and hip and all the things. And that may be great in a sense of like getting the masses to awaken, right? Because we always trying to get them crust boogies about the third eye. Cousin, we can't have y'all out here not knowing what's going on. You got to wake up. As my dad would say, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee, okay? Growing up, you didn't understand what that really was, what they were saying. Now, in your 30s, oh my God, them old heads was spitting game and we ain't even know it. Apply that shit now. That's just really what it is. So let's hop into twin flames, because media and culture has made twin flames this glamorous relationship. Like, I don't even know how to put it into words, because the way social media in itself has taken twin flames and made it this idol of a relationship. It's like, who the hell? Like, do y'all know what that type of relationship takes? Because this is the thing. Twin flames, as beautiful as those connections can be, because I will not take away from that, those are not easy connections by any means. I do want to start off by saying, not everybody is a twin flame. Not every intense soul connection is a twin flame. Twin flames are mirrored soul contracts. Like, you guys are literally, this is the best way I could break it down, cousins, and I hope it's making sense and y'all can pick up what I'm putting down. Let me know in the comment section. But a twin flame soul is one soul split into two, right? So when I say you guys mirror each other, it's because you literally are the same. But when you guys split, those souls, you go off, you live your lives. Y'all learn the lessons that are within that soul contract, right? And as you guys are learning those lessons, you're supposed to be coming together. Your souls are supposed to be reintegrating, mirroring each other, and now applying all those lessons y'all been learning. Okay. When I talk about spirituality, right? Soul contracts, like, I often reference it to us. We're living in the school of life. This is how it's operating, right? You can look at it as like some souls being on the daycare level. It's like, ooh, baby girl, you ain't really mature enough yet to be operating on this vibrational level. But that's okay, because your soul may not have come here for this. Your soul may have come to accomplish this one thing, and once you do, boop, you know what I mean? Job well done. Assignment fulfilled. You got grade school, elementary, middle, high school, college, doctorate, right? And look at these life programs, these school lessons as your life lessons. And throughout life, you have these midterms, right? These pop quizzes. That's kind of what that journey looks like for twin flames. You guys are constantly popping in for a midterm, a pop quiz. Sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. But that's the thing about twin flames. They are not always meant to last forever. They're not always meant to end in marriage. Some of them can, absolutely. Without a doubt, you can marry your twin flame and have the most beautiful union and connection. However, to get to that inroad of a union, ooh, cousin, girl, like, you want to talk about work? Y'all gonna have some work, okay? Yep, I had to check my notes because I was like, am I missing anything? No, because I told y'all the lesson in this with twin flames, you can look at a twin flame kind of like, this is somebody you're dealing with. They got to check the ego at the door. This is the ego death relationship. Mask have to come off. Y'all showing up to the relationship raw, vulnerable. This is what it is, because you guys see each other so clearly. But it's not just a, oh, I see you, it's deep, we vibing. It's like, no, I see you. I see the good in you. I see the bad in you. I see the areas that you need to grow and the areas that you excel in. Like, they see you in a depth that no other soulmate has seen you in. So much so that it can be triggering. Because at the end of the day, how many people really want to take a look at themselves in the mirror and be like, you know what? You're right. I do need to work on that. Not many, cousins. And if you are here, shout out to you, because you're doing the work. You found your way, some way, somehow, into the spiritual land of TikTok and IG and YouTube and all the things. And he was like, you know what, cousin? I'm getting the crust boogies up out my third eye. We're waking up and we're doing the work. And that's what is required in twin flame connections. Like, you guys have so many interferences, if you will. Like, okay, we link up, we sync, we round it out. Things is good. Months, years maybe. But then something happens. Boom, another separation. But within these breaks, y'all are still learning lessons. Again, you in class. They having a semester in one building. You having your semester in another building. But then y'all Still, again, being in the same school, y'all gotta pull up for finals. Y'all gotta pull up, take those midterms. And now you have to apply those lessons that you learned in your individual journeys and your journey together. And that is how you guys get to that end stage of marriage, long-term union. However, that's not something that can be forced because, again, not every twin flame union ends in that. Not everybody walking this earth gets a twin flame. Sorry, cousins. And again, like, not knocking it because I know so many people glamorize it like, damn, this is my person, you my twin flame, blah, blah, blah. But like, does your relationship reflect all of that? All the things we just discussed about a twin flame. Can you say that you and your person been through that? Or does it sound more like some karmic stuff? Or does it sound more like your life partner, divine counterpart? Now that's the soulmate, because that's who you really want to go for. And I don't know about y'all, but that's who I am claiming, because when you know your worth and what you are deserving of, you don't accept anything less than that. Because the thing about a divine counterpart, that soulmate, yes, they challenge you just like the karmics and the twin flames, right? But they challenge you in a way that is not only respectful, but they're not competing with you. They see you for who you are, but they also see that growth, that potential. And it's not to a point where it's like, cousin, we ain't out here dating for potential, because I'm with y'all. Like, don't be out here dating for potential. Y'all got to be realistic about what's being presented in front of you. But as you're having these connections with your divine counterpart and you realize, okay, this is the person I'm going to do life with, I'm going to move forward and really commit and have a solid foundation of a relationship, that is when you need to really be like, okay, I'm dropping that mask at the door. I'm leaving that ego at the airport. And I'm showing up as me, fully, authentically, unapologetically. Your person sees that. They accept that. They love that. They respect it. I'm going to say that again. That's one of the biggest things I want y'all to take away from that. Your divine counterpart, that is a respectful union. I feel like, I don't know why I keep hearing that from spirit, and I feel like I need to keep emphasizing that to y'all cousins, so maybe somebody needs to hear that. When it comes to unions and connections, respect. I know a lot of people talk about love and trust and all the things, but if you have respect for a person, oh baby, the love and the trust is going to follow naturally. Okay? And y'all know, like I've been telling y'all, these couch convos, it's not a tarot reading. It's just us having a convo, getting down and dirty, talking about the things. But I'm not going to ignore spirit. When the messages come, cousin, y'all going to get them. Y'all, it is what it is. All right? But aside from the respect, these life partners and divine counterparts, these are the connections that feel calm. Okay, they're not chaotic. They don't bring a lot of anxiety to you. Like, if anything, like I said, they calm your nervous system. When you're around, you breathe easier. Your heart rate is adjusted and steady, right? The simplest things can bring you joy, not because of the materialistic thing itself, but just the person, the engagement, the action. Okay, those relationships, that's what you nurture and cultivate for the long haul, right? Those type of relationships, they typically come, I don't want to necessarily say later in life, because everybody, like, we all different here, because, like, you know, everybody at the cookout different ages. You got the aunties, the old heads, the uncles, all the things, right? The millennial cousins, it's a whole mix of us here. So I'm not saying it's this magical number like, okay, when you're all 50, you meet this person. No, because it's not the case. It happens for us different seasons and stages because one, we all have different lessons that we are learning as individuals within our soul contract. So as we are learning these lessons, the love and the connection and the romantic partners that we need to kind of help, finish the job and solidify that lesson, that's who we align with within that moment. So if you find yourself in a season where you're finally like, you know what? I know my worth. I know what I deserve, and I'm standing 10 toes down in that. I respect myself. I respect my time, my energy, who I give access to, who I allow in my space, all those things. Once you get to that point, your soul ain't got no choice but to have that same level of energy with your partner. Like, it's not even a question because it's like, what you mean you not, the boundaries be so firm and in place. You can't help but to have a love that's going to align with you, your vision, your morals, your goals, because they done already got through that compass, that wall, that energetic block. They are matching your vibrational level. So when they are on the same level with you vibrationally, it's like, okay, we rocking, we rolling, we can make some shit shake right now. And that's the type of soulmate you want to check for on Valentine's Day. If you out here and you just so happen to connect with a karmic cousin, that may just be your season to, clear some karmic debt. And that's okay. You know why? Because you signed up for it. It is what it is. Deep down, your soul already knew when you touched down in this 3D, you was like, you know what? I got to go through X, Y, and Z situation so that my soul can truly evolve and learn this lesson of boundaries, self-respect, all the things, love, patience, what that really looks like. A lot of the times, cousins, people will allow their trauma to attach them to a karmic, a twin flame. When you heal that, when you do the shadow work, and a lot of people, they might be like, well, I did the work, and half people don't even know what shadow work is. And if you don't know, y'all want another video on that, let me know in the comment section, because we could do a whole breakdown on that. But to give a quick little rundown, the way I see it, the way Spirit gives it to me, the shadow work is the ugly work. It's the work that a lot of people avoid because it calls you to look at yourself in the mirror and really dig deep, right, and have a reflective moment about what's working, what's not working. Why you keep going to the same classes, right? Because we in school. We in the school of life. And y'all keep going to the same classes, taking these same tests, and then you realize that you failing. Spirit is like, hey, friend, yeah, this was supposed to be A. You were supposed to have C on this question. And your paragraph submission, I don't even know what you said, friend. So we just going to send you back to class. And that's what Spirit be doing with half of y'all. Because you don't want to do the work. And you can't avoid the work and think you're going to get that divine counterpart. Because that divine counterpart is literally the reward for doing the work. Like, you can't, cousins, just be like, oh, let me get a little something, something. Let me see who all going to be there before you do the requirements to even get in the class. It's not how that works. So, if you take anything from this and knowing the different types of soulmates that are out here dwelling among us, and there are more, but I felt like, let's just start with the basics, okay? Let's just go with the 3 that are most common for people to engage with, and then, we can build from there. If y'all have additional questions, let me know. We'll talk about it. But for the most part, this is the type of energy that you'll find yourself surrounded in this year. With all the different retrogrades we have in place, with us being on a universal 1 year, which is all about fresh starts, new beginnings, the spiritual war that is going on, it's like time. I cannot stress this enough. It is time for spiritual unions to actually connect so that you guys can fulfill the next part of your mission. And it's not that you're not great on your own, cousin, because I don't want you to be like, damn, girl, well, I don't need a man, or dang, cousin, like, why I gotta have a shorty to da 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 da. Let's just be real here, folks. None of us came here to be alone. Now, despite what some of the trauma experiences may have embedded on you, deep down inside, you know you want somebody. And deep down inside, we all need somebody. Because doing this thing called life, the school of life, as hard as it is, why the hell would you want to do this by yourself? Like, make it make sense. That's why y'all be getting left back and repeating these classes, because it ain't making sense. Y'all know it ain't making sense. So Spirit's like, go back, do the class again, and then make it make sense. Because if that's what you want deep down inside, in order to call in that partnership, that soulmate, that love that you have romanticized in your head, not social media, not the culture, not the people down at the little happy hour spot, what you believe love is in your world and what you are worthy and deserving of, that is what the shadow work leads you to. But in order to get there, you got to do the work. You got to work on you. You got to pour into you. You can't expect somebody else to pour into you if you're not doing it yourself, cousin. Like, make that make sense. Because I've been telling y'all, we teach people how to love us, how to respect us by how we love and respect ourselves. So if you out here bullshitting and half-assing, that's what your little karmic soulmate is going to do with you. And you're going to allow it until the lesson clicks in and you like, Papa, no more. Boundary in place. I'm not doing this anymore. That's when things start to shift. That's what doing the work starts to look like. A lot of the times, doing the work looks like healing that little kid, that little you, that little girl, that little boy that's still hiding in the closet, scared to come out, scared to face certain things, scared to have certain conversations, scared to be around certain people because of those experiences and those traumatic wounds that were embedded on you from a very young age. And although those situations and those experiences can be challenging, they can be hurtful, for me, and I can just speak from my own experience, as I've grown in my spiritual journey, I've learned in understanding and respecting that those experiences, as difficult as they may have been for us, as much as we may not have understood in that moment, we signed up for it. And I know, you probably thinking like, cousin, what you mean we signed up for this, girl? Show me the fine print on the contract where I signed up for this. Because I don't remember signing up for my homie stealing from me and cheating on me. I don't remember signing up for this person turning their back and all the things. Well, cousin, we did. We signed up for it. Because we knew, our souls knew, in order to evolve, be our highest, best self, we're going to have to go through some shit and make some shit shake so we could really learn and grow the hell up. That's how you get to graduation. And I'm not saying your whole life got to be about you fighting and being in trauma and all the things. I'm not saying that, cousins, nor am I claiming that or wishing that for any of us. Because that's not the case. But you will have seasons for that. But within those seasons comes the reasons that's going to help your soul evolve and grow and start to align with all the people, places, and things that's going to now help that new you, that evolved you, that elevated you, shine like the star you are. Now you find yourself in the right group of friends, social circle, thriving, supporting, loving you, romantic connection. That's that divine, counterpart soulmate. That's your homie, lover, best friend. They support your dreams and visions and vice versa. They love you. They respect you. They admire you, adore you. You don't have to question where you stand in the connection because your partner is making it clear as day, as are you. That is what you get when you do the work. You find yourself in business opportunities and work opportunities that align with your soul and makes your soul feel at peace, at home. You don't have to wake up, clock in, and be like, damn, what time do I get off? Y'all sitting here counting down the hours. Now when you do the shadow work, now when you allow your soul to grow and evolve. Because what happens then, Spirit is like, okay, boo, I see you. You must have studied for this test, because the last one I was a little nervous. You failed, so you had to retake it. But I see you went home, you went through the flashcards, you read the text, you applied all them lessons, you went down memory lane, all the things, and now you passed. So because you passed, let me put you in an environment where you can thrive. So you can really see the star that you are. You can really see your self-worth in full daylight. No more hiding it. The mask is off. You are shining authentically in your authority, unapologetically, and you standing 10 toes down in it. That's the beauty in doing the work, cousin. That's the beauty in healing, evolving, understanding your soul contract, understanding the soulmates within that soul contract, the seasons they pull up on y'all, the seasons where you might need to be like, adios, amigos. Like, it was real. I appreciate you. Take the L's, take the lessons, apply it to the next season. Apply it to the next class. And that's it. That's how it works. So, in all that we have talked about, and I hope if you, at this point, cousin, if you stuck around for the whole conversation, you a real one. Y'all know I'm a Leo moon. I thrive off loyalty. So I appreciate you. Shout out to y'all for holding me down, pulling up to the couch, getting cozy, and just having a conversation and talking about the things that we probably, want to talk about, but don't know who to talk about it with. That's where this conversation and series happens. So I hope that as you guys are getting ready to transition into the true new year, right? The year of the horse, February 18th, personal year one for us all as a collective, which is that year for new beginnings, fresh starts. I hope that you guys are excited about doing the work, excited about the things that come with that, and the soulmates that you get to meet for this season of your life. Because one of the most beautiful things about where you are now, you haven't even met all the people that love you, the people that want to work with you. You haven't even met all the people that admire you and just want to be in your presence just for you being you. That's what you have to look forward to, because your vibration, your light, your love is going to be beaming so bright that it can't help but to attract others on that same vibration as you. And that's the real glow up, cousins. So I hope y'all got something from our convo. Let me know down in the comment section. Like, you know what, cousin? Ain't this what the young folks be doing? What is it? That's tea, all the things. Let me know in the comment section if you was dealing with one of these soulmates, if you're currently dealing with one of these soulmates. How is your experience going? Can you confirm and or deny, the things we've been discussing? Let me know. And with this Valentine's Day coming up, this universal year one, what is it that you guys are claiming in your love life, with your soul contracts, when it comes to your chosen family, your romantic partners? What is it that you want? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Okay, because we got a lot more conversations ahead. All right, I'm bringing y'all to the front of the congregation so we can talk. And if y'all want to talk, pull up. Don't be a stranger. So, with that being said, I hope that y'all got something out of it. I love and appreciate y'all for rocking with me. But until next time, cousins, peace and love. I'm out. Because I'm tired.